Hello students, in the last session we have studied about files in Python, that we have studied about how we can open a file and how we can store content and read content from a file. In today's session we will discuss the structured type, that is tuples. So let's start. The programs which we have studied up till now, in those programs we have dealt with only three types of objects, and those three types of objects are int, float and str. So we have used integer, float and str up till now. The numeric types in this, that is int and float, are scalar types. We have already studied about scalar and non-scalar. So scalar types are types where internal structure is not accessible. So that is objects without accessible internal structure. We cannot access internal structure of scalar objects, like in case integer and float. We cannot retrieve individual digits, or we cannot have indexing or slicing in case of scalar types. We have studied str, which can be thought of structured type. It is a structured type, or you can say it is a non-scalar type, where we can access the internal structure. We can use indexing to extract individual characters from string, and even slicing can be used on string. So we have studied about int, float and str. So int and float are both scalar, whereas str, it is non-scalar. In this chapter we will discuss some more structured type, that is non-scalar types, and these non-scalar types are tuple, list and dictionary or dict. In today's session we will concentrate only on tuple, and in the next sessions we will discuss list and dictionary type. So let's start with the structured type, that is tuple. Like strings, tuples are also ordered sequence of elements. So tuples are also ordered sequence of elements. Now the difference is that the elements of tuple need not be only characters. So elements of tuple need not be characters. If you see, the elements of string or str are all characters, but elements of tuple need not be of type characters. It can be of any type. So tuple can contain elements of any type. Literals of type tuple are written by enclosing comma separated list of elements within parentheses. Now how to store values into tuple, or how to have literals or constant values inside tuples? So we have values inside tuple by enclosing them inside the parenthesis, and every value is separated by a comma in between. Let us look at one example how to create a tuple. So look at this first example over here. T1 is equals to round bracket open and round bracket close. So T1 is equals to round bracket open and round bracket close. So here we have created a tuple. If you look at this particular tuple, there are no elements in the tuple, so we have nothing inside round bracket open and close. That simply means we have created a tuple without any, or you can say this is an empty tuple. Now we have a second example here. T2 is equals to, inside the bracket we have elements, that is 1, 2, 3. So this second tuple contains three elements or three values. The values are 1, 2 and 3. If you look at the values also, the first and the last value, that is 1 and 3, are of type int. These are int objects. But whereas second, you can see it has been enclosed in single quotes. That means the second element is of type string. So tuple, as I've said, may contain elements of any type. It can have elements of int type, or it can have elements of float, or even elements of string. So we have two tuples. We have created two tuples here. One that is empty and the second one having three different values. Now when we say print t1 and print t2, it will print, the first print statement will print simply the brackets because it is an empty tuple. Nothing will be displayed. In case of second print, you can see the output. It has printed the elements of tuple t2. So this is how we can declare tuples in Python. Now looking at the tuples, you may say it is similar to array in other programming language, which contains multiple different values. But one important difference here, a tuple can have value of any type. It need not be of same type, remember. Okay, now in the last example, we have seen how to create an empty tuple without the values. Suppose if I want to create a tuple with a single value, a tuple with a single value. Now you may say, if I say creating a tuple with a single value, you may say we can create it like t1 is equals to, in round bracket, you may say 1. So you may say this is a tuple declaration which contains a single value, that is 1. But this type of declaration, it is wrong declaration in Python. Remember, to create a tuple with a single value, we call it a singleton tuple containing a single value. It can be declared like this. We can declare the elements. Look at this example. Inside the round bracket 1, and then we have a comma. So whenever you declare a singleton tuple, remember you should have an element and you should give a comma at the end. So this is the correct way of declaring or creating a singleton tuple, or a tuple containing a single value. Okay, look at some more examples. Now we can even perform other operations on the tuples, like we can concatenate two tuples, we can index, we can use indexing on the tuples, even slicing can be used on tuples, like we have used these manipulations on the strings. The same can be also used on tuples. Now look at this example here. We have t1 is equals to 1, 2, 3. So this is our first tuple, and second tuple t2, it is having the first element as t1, 3.25. Now look at these two declarations. The first declaration, first tuple contains three different elements, and the second tuple contains two elements. But one thing to note here, the first element in the second tuple is in turn a tuple. As we have discussed earlier, a tuple can contain element of any time, even it can be a tuple itself. Okay, the second assignment statement, that is t2 is equals to, it binds the name t2 to a tuple that contains the tuple to which t1 is bound and the floating point number, that is 3.25. As I've said, a tuple can contain tuple as an element. Okay, these are two declarations of tuple. Then we have a printing statement, print t2. Now look at the output of this first printing statement. Now the first print statement produces the output that is this. This is the first element into it. The first element, you can see it is again inside a round bracket. So this is first element of T2. The first element is T1 inside T2, and that is the reason we have the values 1, 2 and 3. And the second element is 3.25. So T2 contains two elements. First is the T1 tuple and 3.25. Even we can concatenate two tuples by using a plus operator. So look at the second print statement. Print T1 plus T2. Now after concatenation we are printing it. Now look at the second print statement's output. The output is, look at this output. We have output 1, 2, 3, again in round bracket 1, 2, 3 and then 3.25. Now concatenation simply adds the elements of both the tuples. You can see 1, 2, 3 are the elements of T1, and then we have in round bracket 1, 2, 3 and 3.25 are the elements of T2, and it will print both the elements together because we have concatenated it. So even concatenation can be done on the two different tuples. Like concatenation, we can even have indexing on the tuples. Look at the third print statement here. Print T1 plus T2, and then we have used indexing. In square bracket we have passed 3. That means print the value from this concatenation operation and at the index position 3, or you can simply say print the fourth value in the T1 plus T2 tuple. Now fourth value, because indexing always starts with 0, so when you say 0, 1, 2 and 3, it will become fourth value. So the output of this particular print statement, look at this output. The next print statement selects and prints fourth element of the concatenated tuple. So we have the output of concatenated tuple here in the last print statement. And when we say print the value present at index number 3, what it has printed? In bracket 1, 2, 3, because this is the value located at index position 3. Now concatenation's result you can see in the last print statement. This is the result of concatenation, and what is the value at the 0th position in that concatenation? It is 1. First position is 2 and second position is value 3. Whereas at third position, what value we have? We have a value that is in bracket 1, 2, 3. And that is the reason when we say T1 plus T2 and index value we pass as 3, it will print 1, 2, 3. Even we can use, look at the last printf statement, T1, T2. Here we have specified the range starting at index position 2 till the index position 5. Print all the elements. So we are slicing the tuple. Again, the concatenation of T1 plus T2, it has been sliced, and we are printing from position 2 to 5. At position 2, as I have said, it is value 3, and from position 2 to position 5, it will print all the elements. So we have the output that is 3, again the second tuple, and then 3.25. So this is about slicing on tuple. Okay, so these are some operations which we can perform on tuples. Like we have performed indexing on string, slicing on string, and even concatenation on string string objects. Similar way we can perform all these operations even on type tuples. Okay, that's it in today's session. We will stop here. Thank you.